bowling, IMAX movies, mini golf, and 175 of your favorite stores and restaurants. The Galleria at Pittsburgh Mills, where shopping meets fun.
Come with me to tour Pittsburgh Mills Mall. This mall is in western Pennsylvania, and it's considered Fraser Township. I typically only check out abandoned places, but I regret not filming all the times I went to Century 3 Mall, which was my hometown mall, right before it was completely abandoned. There was maybe only 4 stores in it, and if you've ever been to Century 3 Mall during its heyday, even not during its heyday, it was just a beautiful mall. Pittsburgh Mills is also beautiful. I just have a special place in my heart for Century 3. I just thought the design of it, 3 floors, the way they did all their steps and escalators, it was just, to me, very much made for the future. Pittsburgh Mills is only 1 floor, but it's 2 miles long, and I do think it's absolutely gorgeous. I went on a Monday night. They are still open, but as you could see, it's a pretty dead mall. There was a few parents that brought their kids to play, and I actually have a history with this mall that I'll share. The only stores that I saw open were Bath & Body Works, Macy's, Dick's Sporting Goods, but you had to access it from outside of the mall, and also Mac Discount. The food court is completely out. There's no place to eat. But there was a Panera Bread there that was open. There was also another restaurant, but they were not open at the time I was there. Around Pittsburgh Mills Mall, other than all the potholes that everybody warned me about, it's very busy. There are restaurants. There was a Chili's, a Denny's. I can't remember the rest of the places, but it was definitely very packed around the mall, just not inside the mall. So I'm just going to share some of my personal stories, and obviously these are also my opinions. You do not have to agree with them. This was big news back when it opened in 2005. Everybody around here was very excited. My husband at the time worked in this area, so we wanted to go to the opening day, which we did. And if you saw the commercial in the beginning of this video, you'll see everything that they talked about. They talked about having a racetrack. They talked about 175 stores, I think it was. So it opened in 2005, but a lot of the things that they promised, like the racetrack, never really happened. And there were a few stores that they said were going to come in, and those also never happened. That doesn't mean it wasn't a terrific mall, because we loved going there. My personal experience from this mall was that I worked here. I worked for a company called Luxottica, and they were Sears Opticals, they're Pearl, Lens Crafters, and Sunglass Hut. And basically, if you have glasses on your face, they probably made those frames also. Remember, I'm not hired by Sears. So Sears decides, after they buy Kmart, they want to start competing with Walmart. So they come up with the idea to do a Sears Grand. We also open an optical there. Again, this is just my opinion. Nobody really wanted to shop at the Sears Grand. Now, the optical department was busy, but that's because we had good optometrists. We had a great team. My best friend was the manager there. You know, people wanted to go to Sears Optical, but I don't think people wanted to buy their food necessarily at a Sears Grand. So we could kind of see that the store was not going to make it. And I'm sure you all know the history with Sears. So 2005, 2006, 2007, the mall, in my opinion, is still good. And at this time, we are starting to have a family, and my husband still works in this area. So for a mom, this was a great mall to go to, just because they had so many activities for your kids. I never did it, but they even had like a little daycare so you can go shopping. They had the playground, they had a carousel, and then later on, for when my son was older and my daughter, they even had like this rope challenge thing. It was really amazing. I think it's sad for a lot of reasons what this mall is like, but for me, just that little personal experience and being there with my kids when they were little, it was a beautiful mall, and it's a shame to see it today. And I put a news clip right at the end of this video. Thanks for watching.
Fun, Patrice. There is a lot of buzz in the air about the new mega mall just off Route 28 in Fraser Township. Since construction began, it's provided 3,900 jobs, and once it's up and running, there will be 3,500 permanent jobs, plus millions in state and local tax revenues. But at least one marketing expert is concerned about the economic impact on other area retailers. Busy as a swarm of honeybees.
Storybook, amphitheater here.
Construction crews are playing beat the clock to meet the grand opening deadline for the Pittsburgh Mills Mall.
We're opening July 14th, 9:30 in the morning, and it'll all be finished.
The $280 million project on a 200-acre site even has its own interchange and is expected to draw 19 million visitors a year.
We have more than 175 stores in here.
The mall is divided into an enclosed space called the Galleria, featuring an incredible kids spot, hip retailers like H&M, a 1,000-seat food court with free laptop hookups, a bowling and martini bar, a 16-screen multiplex with IMAX theater, and an indoor-outdoor virtual NASCAR circuit.
So that as you're racing against your friends, you feel every bump in the road, every bank of the track.
And there's the Village outside with satellite stores and a go-kart track. Another novel concept, designated neighborhoods reflecting individually designed local themes like rivers, bridges, and sports.
That helps people stay oriented in the mall.
The Virginia-based Mills Corporation, which has developed 39 mall sites around the country, says the Fraser Township area was under-retailed.
It makes me nervous when we keep opening all of these malls.
Duquesne University professor Dr. Audrey Gusky, who's studied marketing here for 25 years, isn't sure we need another mega mall.
And when you open a new mall area, especially as large and as exciting as this one, what's going to end up happening is other older established stores and malls are going to end up having trouble financially.